Hello and welcome to another edition of Star Trek Discovery Commentary with PJ and Starfleet Boy. This time it's Season 3, Episode 4, Forget Me Not.
PJ, I feel like we access our higher selves when we do these commentaries. I
Yeah.
wish everyone could just access their higher selves.
Sending you forget me nots. When I heard about the episode title, that's the first thing I kept singing that song. Sending you forget me nots.
Wait,
Trying to remember.
who is that? Who is that? I don't know that song.
It's I forget who sings it, but they sampled it in that Men in Black song. Here come the Men,
Men
in
in
Black.
Black. Oh, that's cool.
That's where
Oh,
that
that's
comes
funny.
from. Yeah.
I I got excited for a second because it also sounded like the song that Cy Snoodles sings in the Creature's Cantina. Boop 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 boop.
Oh, okay. Cool, I guess.
Oh yeah. Whoa, there's a lot of comments already. PJ, did you see that?
Yeah, I saw a few of the comments there.
Oh yeah. In the first two episodes of season 3, Burnham lands in a desolate lava rock landscape. It's very beautiful.
And then she rescues them, and they're like, Burnham, what are you doing here?
My whole family lives in California, and it's so, they're gonna hate me. They're gonna hate me, but I'm still gonna do it. I don't care.
All right, let's get
And they
started.
show Saru trekking across another picturesque 404 highway landscape with Tilly. Okay, sorry.
All right, let's get started with the
I
countdown.
I gotta check my pause because
Okay, yeah.
it does that weird thing. Hold on, let's back it up. And all right, it's ready.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Star Trek Discovery. All decks prepare for impact. Oh no, sick bays. Anyways, I think I might be a little off. Am I synced?
I said you're good to go.
We made it
You
through.
made it through.
It's good to have you
Rough
alive.
landing. Because okay, we're
Yeah.
pretty much good. You were impaled by a
Yeah. You said it.
Michael.
I landed here.
Somebody should have said, "It's awful suspicious that it's called the Burn and your name is Michael. Burn him."
Burnham. Is that what
So-
it is? Burnham, right?
Burnham.
Like-
Yeah, it's
but
spelled
it's-
Burnham.
Burnham, yeah. That's interesting. Burn the ham.
That host with the most.
Oh, I love the shot.
That's a nice shot.
Oh, I love this whole thing. It feels like a real log, sort of. Such as reality is. It's starting to hit everyone. Just now. Just how little we have to hold on to. I love him. I love Culver. I need a timestamp, but I think we are synced. PJ, I'm at... You want to give it, or should I?
You should.
All right. 151, 153, 154, 155, 1 minute 56, 1 minute 57, 58, 59, 2 minutes. All right, we
Now,
did it.
depending on what format you're watching this on, timestamps could, in your exact sync, could vary.
Like Braxton watches us, but he watches with commercials, so he just like tunes in. He just kind of knows the episode already, I guess, and kind of people. You can watch it all kinds of ways. These commentary things,
Yeah.
it's fun. I love I love that scene between them, and I like that they have more kind of interactions like that. And I like that thing, the wavy wandy thing with the spinny thing. It feels like it feels like a nice prop, like a
Yeah.
TOS kind of prop. I actually would love that, like a prop of that. There's Nilsson. There's
Now, what it
the
seems like it's in her
symbiote.
stomach here, and then it's like later it's like wrapped around her heart.
Well, it has like tentacles wrapped. Yeah, like maybe it moved, which is probably painful. There's like memory loss too. That's weird. I forget why.
She's human.
That's right. That's right.
She's human.
This is kind of cool. I would want to be merged with a symbiote, wouldn't you?
Nope.
You don't want like a little squishy thing inside of you that has like many memories of like many other lives.
Nope. No, I don't find that kind of. It's not a fantasy I would indulge.
Hey, Blue, anyone calling Adira a Mary Sue, just tell them about how symbiotes work. Symbiotes? Symbionts work. And they'll be like, oh, duh. Okay, that's why she knows so much stuff. Oh, yay, Dr. Pollard. You know what movie I saw the other day? And I feel like everything after that movie feels like a little tainted by that movie is Galaxy Quest.
Oh yeah.
And I just feel like Dr. Pollard is like, should also be on Galaxy Quest for some reason.
Um. Remember in TNG when Riker had a symbiote
For a little bit, yeah.
and he retained the memories,
Yep.
and it wasn't a problem for him.
No, remember it was breaking down? Something was happening and that's why they had like something was going on. He was acting weird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was having issues if I remember the episode correctly.
I thought it was just like he was a temporary.
He was meant to be temporary, but there was stuff also associated with his behavior that was really weird.
Yeah, because he was acting like
Yeah, but
the
it was
other
like
dude.
it was not like how Adira is so calm about it and just like what's up.
Yeah.
It was more like, oh, I don't know. We should definitely go back and watch that episode at some point. That's your homework, audience. I was so mad when people were saying Adira. Oh, I already read that. Sorry. OMG, the haters. They got to be ignored. Yeah, just ignore the haters. If you think I'm a hater, ignore me. I'll forgive you. I'm a lover, not a fighter, man. Do you remember people said that a lot in the 90s?
I remember people saying in the 90s, like, what's up?
Oh, yeah. What's up? What's up? Star Trek edition. Those commercials should come back. Those were great. Ooh, lots of writers. Hey, it's a Hannah Lee Culpepper episode. That's why I'm having so much fun. With Jonathan Frakes and Hannah Lee Culpepper and Olatunde Osunsami. Osunsamni. I can never say his name right. Sorry, Olatunde.
It's Osuns. No, okay.
Onsunsami, I think, is what it is.
Somni.
Somni.
I think. I don't know.
Oh, this is sorry. What's the Trill home planet called? Trill.
Olatunde.
Olatunde.
I'm finally like learning names of directors, like at least the prominent ones in
Mm-hmm.
Discovery, which usually you don't. I don't really care about who directs episodes of things. I never really look at it.
Yeah, it's like something that with TV it's hard to keep track of because a lot of times shows have like so many directors too.
And often the best shows have a consistent director throughout.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mayor of Easttown had the same director.
I appreciate the system that chooses to have multiple directors though because it gives people a shot like to do it, you know.
It works much better in episodic television.
Television, yeah, exactly.
I believe though
Also the
with I
strength.
believe though with serialized television, and this is why I think Discovery suffers in some ways, is that there's not like a specific planned out like logical vision each time that a showrunner, like, it's almost like
I can
I'll
forgive
give an example of
Discovery.
David Lynch. It's like one of these
Yeah.
things where the showrunner has not only control but they direct and they write. They have a huge involvement in it, so that it's somebody's like cohesive plan. Because you heard that term "too many cooks in the kitchen."
Yeah.
It may be the case with Discovery, with all the producers maybe having too much of a say in a lot
I
of
actually
things.
think I actually think you're right, but I think there's like a piece of it that I I take into account and I forgive Discovery for a lot of its problems because I feel like it's had like three or maybe four showrunners before Michelle, is it Michelle Paradis or Paradise, took the helm, and hopefully she'll remain the showrunner throughout the whatever Discovery's run is because I think they've started to figure out like their cadence, and if the show with a show that has many directors, you need a strong showrunner, right, to kind of fill in the gaps
That's why I'm so much more optimistic for Picard season 2, because
because of the
Terry
showrunner.
Terry Matalas is the showrunner. If I could be mistaken, I could, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. But more importantly, Mark Bernardin is involved,
Oh yeah, you told me about that. That's right.
who is a huge fucking Star Trek fan.
Nice.
Like he's an intelligent fan, and he does a podcast with Kevin Smith, who's been talking about his He-Man show
I
coming
mean,
out.
I would argue that Michael Chabon was an intelligent fan of Star Trek too, because he
It's
fit that bill
Shaban,
too.
actually.
Shabon,
Shaban.
Shabon.
I was saying Shaban, and then somebody was like, "No, it's Shaban." I'm like, "Oh, is it?"
But
And
it
then I
did it did worry me that he wasn't showrunning season two because of that belief I have where like a strong showrunner, like you need to have a consistent vision to have like I think somewhere, right? And showrunners are the ideal people to do that. But Doctor Who changes showrunners like every few seasons, and and you do see it reflected in the quality of the show. But I like Michelle Paradis. I'm excited about Terry Matalas after so many people are hype about him. So yeah, I'm really
why
excited about
why do you
this.
call her Paradise?
Isn't that how Kowalski says it? I have to look up how she says it. It's
No,
probably
no.
Paradise.
I've heard her being introduced. I've heard her being introduced in interviews as Paradise,
I didn't even
and I'm
realize I
pretty
was
sure
saying Paradise.
she's actually said, "Hi, I'm Michelle Paradise." Man, there's like
That's
small
funny.
chance I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
I gotta figure myself out here.
And wouldn't it be a hassle if your name is spelled exactly like the word paradise, and you had to correct them all the time and say, actually, no, it's paradise, and then it'd be like, what are you, a nut job? What are you? It's
You see how
paradise.
Kowalski is an influencer because he influenced the way I say paradise. Because now I also say paradise as paradise, like Cinema Paradiso. Did you ever see that movie? It's a good movie.
Yeah. No, I didn't know. I was thinking
Oh, it's
something
really
else.
good. It has a good soundtrack too.
This is the part where Culber's like, "It's not me, it's you, Burnham. You
Oh, I
are the
like that. He just
one."
called her a responsibility hoarder.
Yeah.
This is a cute scene in general. No.
No, he's a doctor, not a general.
He's very
Stupid
sneaky and
joke.
loving. It's true.
Uh,
This is a cool scene too. I like this. I think this is a strong episode. I remember really. I think I gave tens practically every episode this season, or nines because I was really into it when it was
I
airing.
I found it dull and boring, though. Like I know it's necessary in their mission, in their journey, that all this needs to happen.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? I'm enjoying the way the show feels way more this season
It
than I
feels
was.
it feels
Yeah.
lighter,
Yeah.
and you notice the soundtrack, or I mean the score is
Mm-hmm.
a little more whimsical
Mm-hmm.
and bubbly almost.
Like this music right now.
Yeah, I'd like to listen to this on my own, like without the dialogue. You know what I mean? Like just the soundtrack.
I think it's on Amazon and all the other music providers.
Are you serious? They actually made it available.
Yeah.
I didn't think they would do that. Like
No, I waited. I wait forever. I was so impressed. I keep saying this story, but I was so impressed with the Mandalorian season 1 because after every episode they released a soundtrack with like legit like at least 18 tracks.
oh really? Wow.
Yeah, after every single episode, it was
That's
so
what
glorious.
I'm looking for. Like all the music in every episode that they use, which
Yeah.
is like
Yeah, and I was eating it up because in between waiting a week, I would just listen to the soundtrack. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Soundtracks. I love soundtracks and scores because they tell story. They tell the story in an interesting way. If the soundtrack's really good, you remember things about the story through the music, which is awesome.
And they've drastically improved over time. There's so much. They're very cinematic now.
I think that like the soundtrack on Discovery, I will say for me personally, is the most superior in terms of like its quality of recording, its like dynamicness, its ability to fit a scene. I feel like soundtracks, and I love Dennis McCarthy, and I think it's Jay Taylor. I forget the name of the other composer on TNG and DS9, and I love those guys. But a lot of the music was just like up and down notes, very slowly. Like there wasn't a lot of like themes and things like that.
Yeah.
And Star Trek Discovery is the first Star Trek that I can think of since TOS that has a lot of themes. You remember how, you know how TOS, like there's the romantic theme and the danger theme and the, you know,
Yeah.
like motifs, they're called motifs to
Yeah.
be more accurate. And that's the first time since TOS that I can remember where you really hear motifs in the soundtrack prominently.
Yeah, TNG has a very general
Oh, flying fish.
drama
Literally.
soundtrack for that time, but yes, TOS was like inventive, and it really brought a layer to or certain feelings to certain episodes.
Yeah, the
Much-
music is iconic. I can remember. I know the music by heart from TOS. You know, like
Dun, 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 dun.
right? Is that the one you're
Good
like,
stuff.
Yeah, it's really good. This episode lets Culber flex his chops. It sure does. He's great, on fire in this episode. But Wilson Cruz is like a really good actor, in my opinion.
He's not in the scene.
No, I'm just saying in general.
Oh,
He's
okay.
just like doing really good stuff in this season. They gave him more, I think, more prominence.
Yeah,
I like this character.
I like him in season 2 when he comes back.
I appreciate that Blue Del Barrio as a person and perhaps Adira as a character embraces the diastemas in their teeth. I'm debating. I have like spaces in my teeth, and I'm debating getting like, you know, retainers or whatever to kind of brace the Invisalign or whatever to close those gaps. But I think Blue looks attractive with the gaps like that. It's not like
Yeah, I don't-
weird. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't have a problem with people with gaps in their teeth.
yeah. I don't personally either, but I like
I'm
my own teeth to look neat and tidy.
I am not an anti-gaptite.
It's called a diastema.
Ah,
I pay attention to everyone's teeth now since started noticing my own diastema. So the Trill are so different here from how we saw them on Deep Space Nine, but yet familiar.
I find all of this incredibly boring.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't like live up to.
There's no heft. I mean, they're just arguing about, should we let her do it? No, and there's this resistance and this fucking like fluffy conflict that need not be. It would have been so much better if they went down there and like the Trill were like very much interested in. Oh, well, come on, let's go to the caves and figure this out. But it's like this fucking stupid debate. And it's like, it's going to get to that point anyway where she figures it out. I think they're just like filling time or something here with all of this talk. And how, like, she's like, leave Trill immediately.
I think what it is.
I don't like any of that.
Yeah. I think what it is like, that's, you said something, and again, I feel like we kind of talked about this or touched upon this before, but it's like Discovery just needs to put in a few more episodes that are not necessarily, so heavy, to kind of break up all the drama, because it is true, every episode something is happening. It's like something bad's happening in every single, like they have to overcome like so much
they have to make Adira feel really bad and cry
and all that stuff.
And it's like, you know what, it would have felt better if all of this was like eliminated and they just went down there and the Trill were just very interested in figuring it out and took her to the caves right away. But you had to have this purist dude be a dick.
Oh, yeah.
Fine.
Mm-hmm. That was good. That was a good little action sequence.
Yeah.
Those staffs are cool
needed,
too.
Though. I didn't need any of this.
No, I liked it. I wanted it. This guy has really great muscles in his arms. It's like
you lift, bro.
You lift, bro. No, he really does. Look at those arms. Nice arms. Too bad he's wearing a skirt. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, this is I like this scene. This is what I was talking about the other day.
Oh, Zora comes into play. Oh, yeah, this is the one where he's like getting them all for dinner, and yeah.
Here we go. And it's kind of obvious it looks like Sphere Data.
It's like it has to have a graphic representation. It has its own graphic.
Yeah, it's true.
And to pop up behind him to show us like, ooh, look at this.
But I like that she mentions Buster Keaton, Charlie Chaplin. It ties in. There's a lot of things that tie into later in whenever alternate timeline, whatever it is, into that Michael Chabon story.
Yes, dear.
Yes, Saru. Give people the night off. That's the thing. Saru is a very hard-ass captain. He needed to lighten up. The sacred caves of Makala. It's so pretty. This is our background. Yay. Not this one, but I want to figure out how to do this in my bedroom. Like invisible little lights or something, like LED lights or something.
That I thought you meant a series of pools.
Well, that too would be nice, but my bedroom's not big enough. But the lights I could do on my ceiling somehow. I got to figure it out. So when I go to, it could be my night light when I go to bed. PJ, do you sleep with a nightlight or total darkness?
Total darkness.
I do too, but I wouldn't mind this cave ambience as my nightlight. It is beautiful, stress-free K. Oh, look at all this food. Getting hungry. So these are the homies. I like that he's growing weed in the back there.
Yeah. It's a snake leaf.
Snake leaf. Sorry, that's right. I regret that choice now. I wish I never came to this infernal future where people are fucked up and dicks. Everyone seems like Giorgio. I hate it here.
I said no. I said me. I said get away from me, creep.
Was this cheesy?
uh, it's nice, I guess. I don't care what's going on here. And I especially don't care about the doesn't Kayla like freak out or something?
Yeah. I liked all this stuff. I remember being really moved by it. And I'm still kind of digging it now. I'm like remembering the memory of that.
It's cool to see the caves. I mean, it's a very actually like really nice update from what we
Yeah.
saw in
Yeah.
DS9.
And see what happens when you set a show in the future of the continuity. You can do stuff like this and it's okay. Like these caves are in a different part of the home world. Like things could have happened over the years. Like they could have like the rocks could have like changed. There's so many ways you can justify like almost dramatic changes if you wanted to, right?
Yeah.
But these are not dramatic. These are subtle, in my opinion. There's world building happening in this episode. I feel like that's why it's like a good episode.
Yeah, I like that they're here and that they're doing this. I just thought it was like get to it sooner, you know what I mean? The unnecessary conflict is like leave Trill or like they go to Earth, they're dicks. And they go here, they're dicks.
They're dicks.
Like,
everyone's dicks.
Come
it's
on
true.
now.
Like why? Yeah, it's true.
It's like a bag full of dicks.
It is a bag full of dicks. It's like it's again. It's a sweet concept. Like I get it, and it does play at my emotions to have like a piece of the past, right? Like the classics, the TOS era, influence a future which has like collapsed.
Yeah.
But it's nice.
It's scary. I'm scared. She's like Reagan in The Exorcist right before she rises off the bed.
Right, that's right. Stress Free K says the computer told him to have some fun, but instead he's having this awkward dinner party. It's so true. It is awkward. That's gross. I almost vomited just now.
Ugh.
I don't know why I can't. I'm glad it's in the show, but I just can't. I get grossed out by it. On Kaminar. Giorgio's like, oh great, another story I don't want to hear.
I like Giorgio's demeanor in this.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's all do haikus. You go. Hey, what about you, Kayla? Fucking leave me alone.
This does happen at dinners. Games eventually happen, I mean.
Oh, I don't know what world you've been living in, but I always eat alone. I don't eat with humans.
I don't eat often with other humans, but I'm saying when I do, it feels like this happens. And there's always a Detmer at the table. Always.
Really?
Yeah, there's always a creepy person at the I'm just kidding.
Like, who are you eating with?
This is perturbing. And with that eye,
I don't like this at all. I don't like this at
this at
all.
all.
Hold on, hold on.
But you're meant to, I
Hold,
think. That's the
hold on.
thing. I think that's what this scene's meant to do.
Shoot. Hold on, wait. I don't like this. I see what they're going for, but it's cringy as F. It's
The music's also helping that anxiety feeling. Like, do you notice a lot of bass in it?
you know why this feels off to me? Because given the trauma and the drama, uh, it seems like one of these episodes where there's something infecting the crew that's making them all pissed off, like they did in DS9, they did in like various. I don't know. I think it was DS9 where something affects them and like the crew start like fighting and they're against each other. And there's another one where
I like this. I'm
there's
loving
another one where
this dialogue right now.
Riker and Picard are getting angry at each other,
Yeah.
and that's why this doesn't feel natural. It feels like maybe here when Tilly's like
No, it feels real to me.
saying
It feels
stuff, but
like
everything leading up
uncomfortable.
to that with Detmer and like her going a little psycho, and then Stamets being like really belligerent. It's like it's it's a little beyond stressed. I don't believe the extent of the drama. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I
Yeah.
understand that you like it. It it works for.
It works for me only
Oh,
because what works for me is like it does it I feel like everything you said describes the scene exactly except that it works for me. Like I like it because just
it is
detaching my
uncomfortable.
yeah, like I think you're spot on about everything you're saying. It's just for me that's like, oh, that's great. Like like it made
Yeah,
me
yeah, yeah. I get it. Yeah.
Oh, Blue agrees, I guess.
Stop. Hammer time. Oh.
Guardian Z, you are you've gotten away with a lot because you're hot, but no more. Oh my gosh. What?
It's Pazuzu.
Pazoozle? What's that?
The I think it's the name of the demon that possesses Reagan in The Exorcist.
Yes, you're right, it is. That's right. I knew it from something. This is pretty. All of this stuff coming up is really beautifully done. I remember it being really awesome. And I did cry when the circle.
The circle?
Yeah, remember the circle? That's in this episode. You'll see.
Oh, of past lives.
Yeah. That made me super emo. I wished it was Dax though. Do you remember when everyone thought Dax was going to be the symbiote?
Mm.
How badass would it have been to see Terry Farrell and Nicole
DeBoer.
both in the circle, and that's their little cameo. And Adira, Burnham has no fucking clue who those people are, but to all the audience, it would be like, "Oh my god, what?"
Mm.
I see no reason why it couldn't have been the Dax trill, like to write Dax in. You know what I mean? Like, but it's okay. It's okay. Tall's cool. Tall's gonna make a name for themselves. And there's some interesting characters. At least the people they cast look interesting to me. I love this kind of stuff because I've tripped on mushrooms. And I have synesthesia. So to me, these are like kind of like visualizations that I have experienced in life in a weird way. This is amazing for TV. Like that's all green screen and it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it would look even better if it was a combination of
Yes,
foreground CGI and the AR wall in the back.
exactly. Which we're gonna see that right in season 4.
Yeah,
Oh, I can't wait. Cause yeah, they could have been stepping in actual water, uh, and it would have felt more real, right?
yeah.
The music's so good in this part too.
I don't understand how the last card is played. Somehow a
There should have been a
connection
cool.
is made.
That's awesome. I really wish someone would do remixes of Discovery with like modern songs mixed in.
Yeah,
That would be awesome. This is so like I love this symbolism too about how the trills work and like how like the symbiont relationship works, like the visualization of it.
yeah.
It's literally a picture's worth 1,000 words. You're seeing like neuro connections, but visualized. It's like beautiful.
Mm.
Maybe it's a little too much like Avatar: The Last Airbender, but I still I still like it.
The
Yes, I have
tendrils.
synesthesia.
The tendrils remind me of the Body Snatchers movie from the '90s. That's actually called Body
Yes.
Snatchers. I don't know if you remember that.
I never saw that movie, but I remember seeing the trailer. I think. Do you know that I have synesthesia, PJ? Do you know what synesthesia is?
Um, no.
Okay, I'll just really quickly explain it. It's like a neuro defect that you're born with, where all your senses are interconnected. So, for me, life is constantly a psychedelic experience in which I see shapes when I hear sounds. They're associated with shapes and colors, and so I'm always tripping. So, tripping makes it an even different, weirder experience. But yeah,
Wow.
yeah. But it's a defect, not, or maybe it's a mutation. Maybe I'm a mutant.
You say defect, I say power.
Power. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you.
It's like Lisa Simpson when she drinks the water at Duff Gardens. She's like, I can see the music.
That's what it's like. That's what synesthesia's like. A lot of synesthetes are musicians, by the way.
Maybe I'm an Anastasia.
You could be. A lot of creative people have synesthesia, and anesthesia is the opposite, where of synesthesia, where anesthesia is the disconnection of all senses, so you don't feel. But mine are all interconnected.
Hmm. I said Anastasia. So synesthesia.
Synesthesia, meaning
Synesthesia. Okay.
yeah, meaning all senses combined, as opposed to anesthesia, which means no sensation.
With all our senses combined, we
Mind.
become Captain Planet. Captain Planet.
It was actually I related to Spock in a weird way because it was actually a learning difference. We don't call it a learning. When I was little, we called it a learning disability, but it was a learning difference that I had to work through when I was really little. And so it's funny. I was initially thought to have been someone who should be held back, and then they tested my IQ, and it turned out I was advanced or gifted. So they were like, "Oh shit! Then what's the problem?" And that's how they figured out I have synesthesia.
Hmm.
Fun facts about Starfleet Boy. This all this stuff is so beautiful to me. I was like crying. We used to wait till like the release time at like I think it was 1 a.m. or whatever Eastern Standard Time, and I would either wait to watch it then or watch it early in the morning when it was before I went online so I didn't get spoilers. And I would you're probably more vulnerable at those hours, and so I was like just crying and crying and crying like so much. It was a nice release of emotion to experience this very sad story.
3 o'clock in the morning where you are that Discovery gets released. Or
Oh
any,
yeah,
any Star Trek show.
yeah. So I would set my alarm or whatever and wake up super early. Like maybe not always at 3, but I was watching these almost as they got released. I really wish Star Trek was on Fridays, but Thursdays is all right.
Well, no, I think I'm really glad with Thursdays
It's
being Star
Thursdays,
Trek,
yeah.
because the way it's working now is like Fridays are always a big thing with different streaming services anyway, and I think that's why they're moving Loki from Fridays to Wednesdays,
Oh, interesting.
because you can get like your Disney show, your Disney live action shows on Wednesday now. You get your Star Trek on Thursday, and you can get like your cool Netflix or Amazon Prime shows that come out Fridays, or like on HBO Max, everything's Fridays. Well, not everything, but it's like Fridays and Sundays. The good stuff, anyway.
Yeah. This is such a good. I love it. I remember this is like one of my favorite episodes. Now that I think of it, because of this stuff specifically, I really enjoyed this story. I guess I'm a sucker for like
I get
tragedies.
yeah,
and
I
stuff,
get
yeah.
it, I get it.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm not feeling it, man. I mean, it's good to look at and it's good to revisit because it's a part of like the journey. But once you get to like Admiral Vance and like all that stuff, you quickly. I remember myself. I quickly forgot about all of this.
Well, that's like a thing that, yeah, that I would say that's a fault of the show to have left Adira behind a little bit. But
Yeah, because they don't really.
yeah,
I mean, they try to get Adira and what's the other one's name?
oh, Gray. You're thinking of Gray, right?
Yeah, the Trill, yeah, Gray, yeah.
Oh, the Trill's tall.
No,
Yeah.
the Gray is a Trill. I'm saying, right?
Mm. That's Gray, yeah, right here, with the blue hair. Have you ever made a quilt, or do you have a family quilt?
No.
It's fun. You should try quilting. It's a cool tradition. I think it's like
I
a
will
very.
never. I will never do that.
I think it's a very like Anglo American, meaning including Canada, because it's part of the continent of North America. Oh, whoa! That's
I actually got a bit of not a jump scare, but like
a rush.
Shit.
You got a rush, yeah.
Because I forgot all about that.
Yeah, see? I'm glad you did. This episode has so much good stuff. It's really a good. I feel like it's a good standalone episode too.
I think what they're doing here is like they're getting all of the Adira
Out of the way, so they can focus on.
yeah, out of the way, but like it's they need to tell it. They need
Yeah, it's true.
because you don't want to be wondering about it for the rest of it. You don't want it to be hinted at or like constant flashbacks. So they actually dedicate an entire episode
to it. But it's great because it's episode 4, so it's not bad. But it does feel like she's forgotten a little bit, or change. I guess she changes her role. She might let go of this trauma in a way, and then she changes.
Or they.
Sorry. Oof. Dude. Thank you.
It's okay. I mean, I remember the first time around we kept correcting. Well, at least I did. I was like having to correct myself, but and people shouldn't get mad that you accidentally,
Oh, thank you, Blue. A lot of people think it's beautiful. I do too. It was. I was trying to say earlier that it was really hard to navigate with the condition before. Oh, I love this music and all this. LOL. They don't mind. By the way, I'm he, him, they. What are you all? I'm he, him.
Oh yeah, I'm he, him. Yeah, he, him, cisgender. I guess. Am I? I don't know.
I think
is that how it works?
Just what your pronouns are. So he, him.
I am human.
Human. I am human. Hear me roar. Where is the Voyager Doctor when you need him? Look at all these guys. Look at this. Look at this circle. Like, who are these people? I wish we got like like flashbacks to them.
It's the circle.
Look at
of
Tall's
life.
look at Tall's badge. It's really I like it a lot.
It's the circle of lives.
The circle of lives, and it moves us all. I definitely am not crying this time around like I was the first time around, but I am feeling the feels.
You know, it's a leap of faith, a band of hope.
It's a leap of faith. It's a band of hope.
She's finding her way on the path unwinding.
Oh my god, she is.
In the circle of lives.
PJ, that's so good. Senatal is so happy, it's true. He's thrilled. He's like, oh, I thought we were fucked. I thought she was gonna repress us. like,
I don't know if you know this, but that guy's like a legendary Canadian actor. Right?
Yes, you told me that before. I think we had a discussion about it. What's his name?
I don't know.
Oh, but you just know he's like legendary.
I did know his name. It's just he was on a show I used to watch as a kid, but he was way younger than.
Is it like having Dick Van Dyke on Star Trek, which could happen?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's not like. When I say legendary Canadian actor, I don't mean like one that's legendary in America.
Oh, gotcha.
Like if Gordon Pinsent is a legendary Canadian actor. You have no idea.
No idea who he is. Yeah, it's true. So they were only down there like a few minutes. All that stuff took place like not that long of a time, right? Because otherwise they would have drowned, right? Or is that fluid like somehow keeps you sustained? Probably.
Well, it's like the visual representation of Burnham when she descends. It's almost like a different realm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And perhaps they're literally like underwater somehow being able to survive.
I'm Kasha Tall, Jovar Tall, Medela Tall, Kara Tall, Senna Tall.
She remembers.
Gray Tall.
She remembers it all.
And I am Adira Tall. Oh my god, you can't see me, but my eyes have water in them. I love that. I don't know why I love that so much.
Did somebody spray you in the eyes with water?
They did. Yes, I got sprayed. I'm crying on live TV. I've never done that. That's so crazy. Oh my goodness. I'm emotionally compromised, PJ. You have command. Well, you're the captain this time, so that's fine. I need to be relieved.
Get him off my ship.
Ugh. So good, and this music and everything.
Now all of a sudden we're really nice. None of us are assholes. We've all had a complete character arc in the
I needed that. Thank
minutes.
you. Thank you. I needed that laugh. It's true. Why are people such dicks in the future? It's so weird.
Here's the thing. They're so glad she's remembered. But if that's the case, wouldn't their first priority to be like, let's get her to remember? But I guess they learned a lesson, I suppose, through their ignorance and whatnot.
Well, I think the Stress Free K mentioned it earlier. They were kind of being, it's not like overt, I guess, but they were showing prejudice and bigotry because they were like, a human could never successfully harbor and safely harbor a symbiont.
And it's not even necessarily human because the dude says non-trill.
Non-trill, right.
So basically anybody who's not trill, like they don't want to...
And that's
breaking tradition and it's offensive and all this.
Yeah, and that stuff, yeah. And that does tie in because I think there was like an episode of Deep Space Nine that like showed that trills could have multiple species or whatever. No, sorry. Before the trill believed that only a very small percentage of their own population can safely have a trill, but Dax proved with that hidden trill, the one that she suppressed, or that that Dax had suppressed, the hidden symbiont relationship, and I forget his character's name, but anyways, that was not, supposedly that was not a trill that was fit or compatible but it was
You're
compatible.
talking about the murderer dude, right?
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And he comes back later in DS9, right? Like he haunts Esri, or Esri's able to talk to him. So that
Yes.
explained how Gray. So there was a lot of like cool. There are a lot of cool, like if you watch Deep Space Nine, like where you're like, oh,
Yeah, I was a bit perplexed with the whole ghost of
of Gray, but it
Gray.
makes sense if you think if you remember that.
Beware the Gray
Gray
Ghost.
Ghost. They got the trill right. I think TNG was the only thing that kind of has the trill weird, because they were just in TNG the trill were just like invented as like a throwaway alien of the week, and it wasn't until DS9 that they really became like a main character.
Hmm.
Right? You know what I mean? Like the trills were never mentioned again on TNG. Like they don't exist in the rest of TNG.
Yeah.
It's not till Dax, and then they decided like, oh well, we can just kind of like do what we want, because they were only ever mentioned once. So there's no ridges on her head. That she looks just humanoid except for her spots. Or are they tattoos? They're not tattoos. They're spots.
Spots. Yeah. They could have had an opportunity to show one or two rigid-headed trills to show that there's like two different species of trill.
Or yeah, just different kinds. Same species, just different variants or whatever. What would you think? What would you think if like a person you were dating had tattoos but full body of the trill spots? Would you think that's too much, and would you find that a turn on?
Oh, I wouldn't mind at all.
Oh,
Because
that's
I
cool.
like when Dax says the spots go all the way down or
They
something.
do, and you see it in her bathing suit. Remember?
Wowza.
Wowza! This is another tie-in to.
Who would want to watch movies like this? This is something that I hate.
I hate
Just,
this.
just,
PJ hates this.
no. I mean, not the not what they're watching, but
No, I
the
know
way
what you're saying.
they're
The way it's
watching it.
being
It's like
watched. Yeah.
why not just have a screen?
I know. That's how it should be, because that's how it's intended to be seen. I do enjoy, this is like a direct kind of almost tie into Enterprise, right? Because didn't they watch like old movies on Enterprise or something like that as a crew?
Yeah.
That's nice. This is a cool scene too. This is such a good episode. I love this. I forgot how much I love this episode. This made so much sense for the pandemic, man. Ugh. I'm feeling the feels all over again.
I don't know if this is the Mandela effect, but I think they mentioned in Enterprise the movie The Exorcist. I have to
Really?
look that up. Could be something I'm like imagining.
This is nice transmitted here for us to protect it. It desires to protect us.
And they don't go places with this, don't do they? They don't really explore this too
I'm
much.
very, I only saw season 3 like maybe twice, maybe once, twice, but like within like, I watched it like that episode like 2 times that week or whatever, you know what I mean? So this is the first time really watching it in a different way with a friend, like talking through it like live, which is a fun way to watch shows, by the way. I used to do this in real life on the couch with friends, like at their homes or my house. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it feels like that they drop a lot of things to me. I feel like that a lot of things got dropped somewhere mid-season, and then it all shifted to the burn. But it's feeling better for some reason. I was frustrated. I remember trying to figure out what the mystery was in the first go around. And now that I know it, those parts are either boring or satisfying depending on what it relates to.
Oh yeah. Stress Free says, don't forget the sphere data shows them how to find
Oh,
the Guardian of
yes, that's right. And it goes into the little robots that save everyone.
Oh yeah, I forgot all that, didn't I?
Yeah, that's right.
Hmm.
And this is something that I feel like I'm curious about our rewatch, because I feel like they dropped this whole music thing,
Well,
but
the
maybe they
music
didn't.
ties into the sound of.
I know, but like, why does everyone know it? That was the part I just wanted
I
to hear.
It's
Yeah,
magic.
it's like, yeah.
Oh, oh, oh. It's bullshit, you know. Yeah, the mystery of the burn is just like, ugh. I didn't like it. I like what they're doing with the characters and like the evolution, and not necessarily what they did with Saru, but there's moments. I think episode 5 is really good, if I remember correctly.
Mm.
I really like the next one.
Hey, I didn't do a Starfleet Boy After Dark last night. If you feel like keep on going, we could go one more. One
I
more time.
can't. I'm dead tired. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, you're an hour and a half ahead of me. This is so pretty. Oh, and let's like flyby.
That's a nice flyby.
That is a nice flyby. It
And
annoys
they
some
make an
people.
effort to do a few more of those. Like,
Yeah.
very well.
That was good. Some people were so annoyed that the the hangar
Oh,
bay always is open
yes.
on the Discovery.
The next one is Admiral Vance and all that stuff. So
Oh, cool. It's good. We'll save it for when we're both refreshed.
yeah.
That's good.
All right, folks. Thank you for joining us, Stress Freak K.
Yeah, it
and
was really
Bruce Burke,
fun.
and
It's
just-
always nice to have folks in the audience watching along and stuff.
That's right.
Oh, thank you guys. I'm so cute when I love something. I think everyone's cute when they love something.
I'm ugly when I hate.
Ah. Excited to see the next episode. You'll probably watch it with Sean because I'm so hyped for it. He's gonna be like, "Oh,
No, I will.
yeah."
I will not forget you not.
I will not forget you now. I love just. I would love to just talk about the next episode. I'm not saying I love the next episode, but I think I do. But I would love to talk about it with someone live, like while watching it. So it'll be fun to do that.
Yeah.
Take care, Stress 3K. Take care, Blue.
All right, folks.